Hello ladies and gents, boys and girls, my name is Jack, welcome back to the garage and welcome back to the channel. What I'm up to today, well, it's a dirty job. Ninja H2 has had 2 ride-outs recently in bad weather. It's absolutely filthy, so I'm going to get it out the front and give it a good clean with this, the Muc-Off jet washer. Really good product this. It's great at getting into every nook and cranny on every single bike. I'm going to show you what comes in the box. I'm also going to have a little chat with you about it, and I'm going to do a clean of the bike plus a review as we go. So, ladies and gents, once you've got rid of the packaging, this is what you are left with. Really nice bag, good idea to store it in between washes. The bag feels a little bit like that kind of material that you get on a kid's bouncy castle. Really high grade plastic and really nice feel to it. So I've just spun the bag around just to show you the back as well. There's lots of pockets which are nice to carry all of your Muc-Off stuff, chain cleaner for example. There's also a zipper at the front which is obviously a waterproof layer as well, so you can store whatever you need to in there. Okay, so once you remove the bag, or remove this from the bag I should say, you're left with the machine itself. First thing to say about it is really good quality. The plastic is very heavy, it's very strong, nothing flexes on this, as you might imagine with a cheaper plastic. Of course you've got the pink frontage in line with all the Muc-Off branding, and on the right hand side, which is where it gets a little bit more interesting, arguably, is the nozzles. So on the far left you've got a bicycle nozzle, I don't know if you can see that. In the middle you've got the Muc-Off nozzle, and on the right hand side you've got the motorbike nozzle as well. The different nozzles modulate the pressure to different pressures. So on the left the bicycle one is the least powerful one, the Muc-Off one in the middle is the most powerful one, and the motorbike one on the right hand side, or your left hand side, is the sort of intermediate one, which is what you want really for doing your motorbike, because you don't want to get lots of water pushing its way into the bearings and things like this. So really good idea from Muc-Off. Water, obviously inlet at the back, outlet at the front for the hose, and you've also got a really long power cable as well, so no issues whatsoever with stretching this all the way from any plug socket to wherever you're working. So what's up next? Well, of course it's the gun. First impressions of the gun, it's very good quality, as is the rest of the machine down there. Functionality wise, it's got a push button here to lock and unlock it. It's also got a little push button here as well to release the hose which goes in there. This is spring loaded, there's a big spring in the bottom here, and that's where we attach our next section. The next section is the generic nozzle. So we've got a couple of teeth here, there and there, and we've also got a little arrow indicator there as well. We slide this in, so get those in the vertical, push it in as far as it will go, twist and line up the 2 arrows so they're in line, and that's it in its fixed condition. Next up we've got our motorcycle nozzle, which is one of the nozzles that modulates that pressure, don't forget. This one is a bit different. This has a push button release here, again spring loaded it would seem, and also a arrow indicator on here and on here as well. So we line those 2 up just like that, and once we do, we push against the spring and it's connected. So that is it, that's the gun. We've also got a hose as well, which is really good quality. It's really long as well, and it's got a inlet for the water, outlet to the gun, and the outlet to the gun, it doesn't matter which one you use, they're the same. It just goes in there, and this one into the machine, and you're all ready to go. Up next is the snow foam creator or dispenser or maker or whatever you want to call it. First of all, we need to take apart our gun assembly at the moment, remove these 2 sections here. So where we have the 2 arrows in a line, we need to change that, rotate it through 90 degrees, and then we pull it apart. And we're left with just our stubby gun section. We then take the snow foam creator, which in itself is a really good bit of kit. It's got a little dial on the top here which twists around, and and you can select how foamy it is, from fairly foamy to very foamy. Of course, very foamy will use up all of your cleaner very, very quickly. So I tend to put it in some kind of middle ground. Anyway, it's got the same two teeth as before and an arrow indication as well. And in the same orientation, you push this in against the spring, and a little bit of power used to turn it round, assembles the gun. That's it. You've got this pipe which is detachable, just slides onto the end here, and you would then twist the top off your cleaner. In this case I've got the snow foam, but there is a motorcycle specific bike cleaner. This is the concentrate version, but there are pre-mixed versions as well. Concentrate is good, 75% less packaging if that's your thing. So yeah, you just twist this off, twist this in, and you're ready to go. Folks, well, that's everything that you get in the box, everything that comes with it. So let's see it in action. Okay, so it's all connected up. We've got power, we've got water, we've got everything as it should be. What are we cleaning? So the front, as you can see, isn't too bad. We've got some bits in here. I don't know if there's a bit too much glare to see, but there is a little bit of dirt under there. We've obviously got a lot of kickback behind there. As I say, this front's not too bad, but where it's really dirty is down the back here, and with the metallic paint, I'm not really sure it's going to come up very well, but it's absolutely filthy under there. I'm looking at these images, I'm not sure it's coming through, but it really does need a good clean. Let's get in there, have a little look. There you go. Start to see what I'm talking about now. Also on the inside of here and on the outside, and we've got lots of splats and things around here, so that's what we're trying to get rid of. Let's get started. Okay, so even just having the jet wash on it, I'm seeing big improvements, but now it's time for the snow foam. Okay, so that's the foam applied. We've got to just leave it a few minutes for the foam to work and to get into all the dirt and break it all up. It's always good to agitate the foam as well, just so you can really get it working on that dirt absolutely everywhere. Move the dirt around and the foam around as well. Okay, well, as you can see, the washer has done a pretty good job of the clean already. Everything is looking very shiny, very new, very H2-like, so very, very happy so far. But I always think the most important part of the clean is the drying stage, because you don't want any streaks or anything like that. So I'll take you back into the garage and I'll show you what I use to dry. Okay, well the microfibers that I use are these yellow, green and grey microfibers. The company is a company called Brookstone, so you might be able to see there, so Brookstone. And I can imagine that you get these online anywhere, normal retailers online. I get them from BP garages here in the UK anyway. Not sure if that's the case abroad, but really good microfibers, very deep pile, loads of absorption and extremely soft even for a microfiber. So I'd always go for microfiber over chamois leather personally, and my preference in terms of microfibers is these Brookstone microfibers. Okay, so as you can see, I've got absolutely tons of these things. I've got them coming out of my ears, and the reason why is because they get wet quite quickly because they absorb so much. So last thing you want to do is get to a point where you absorb so much water that they're absolutely soaking wet and they're no longer taking any water off your bike. So that's why I've got loads of these, and once one is too wet, I'll move on to the next. Ladies and gents, boys and girls, well there you have it. The Ninja H2 is perfectly clean. I think you'll agree it looks absolutely fantastic, and it's all courtesy of the Muc-Off jet washer. Would I recommend the Muc-Off jet washer? 100% yes, it's a big thumbs up from me. It's an absolutely fantastic jet washer. Does it seem over the top? Yes, but when you've got one, you really appreciate it. So big thumbs up from me. Hope to see you again soon on the channel. Do remember to like and subscribe. Thanks very much.